way to Grampy's, always such good company. It's the only place to be.
Where?
Over at Grampy's house. Da-dee-da-da-dee, it never is too late. Da-dee-da-da-dee, he will always wait. And when everybody's resting, he is always full of pep. Everybody's gonna be
Where?
over at Grampy's house.
Betty Boop.
Thank you. Dear Betty, I'm giving a little party. Come right over, bring the gang. Grampy! Woo! Such a darling. I'm on my way to Grampy. Always such good company. It's the only place to be. Over at Grampy's house. So I'm on my way to Grampy's. For he always treats me nice. Always something on the ice.
Where?
Over at Grampy's house. Da-da-dee-da-da-da-dee. It never is too late. Da-da-dee-da-da-da-dee. It will always wait. And
Everybody's gonna be
Where?
over at Grampy's house. So we're on our way to
Wait for me,
Grampy's.
Betty.
always such good company. Over at Grampy's house.
So we're on our way
To Grampy, where he always treats us nice. Always something on the ice. Where?
over at Grampy's house. Da-da-dee-da-da-dee.
It never is too late. Da-da-dee-da-da-dee, he will always wait. And when everybody's resting, he's always full of pep. Everybody's gonna be right here at Grampy's house. That must be Betty and the gang.
Okay, boys, come on in. Hello, Grampy dear. I brought you some company.
How do you do?
Howdy. Howdy. Hello.
Hiya, Grampy.
Hello, hello, hello.
How do you do, Grampy? Hey!
Come on, folks, have some punch.
Oh, what an idea.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks. Down the hatch.
Oh,
Serve the cake, Betty.
I sure will.
Thanks.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Is that good? Say, Grampy, how about some music?
Music? Music? No, no. Let me think. No, music. Music. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, music. Oh, dear. Oh! I've got it.
one fish, two fish. And one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. All right, I think we're good on Twitch. Let's just double check YouTube. I think we're good on Twitch. Let's just double check YouTube. YouTube is good. All right. Yo, Zach, good to see you, buddy. Been busy. Oh, man. I hope it's kind of a good busy. And DJ Ray's starting early tonight, so maybe we get to raid DJ Ray tonight. I'm working on a Carhop outfit. I'm gonna try to get more work done on the roller skates. I've been frustratingly going like 2 steps forward and 1 step back today. One of those days. Yes, a good busy, but still too much work. All right, so let's take a look at where we are. I had the skates done, sort of, but I'm going back because they were too heavy. I reduced the polys a little bit. They were just getting a little bulky. So let's try. Yo, it's CS Bod in the house, baby. I want to try something. Let me check the Kiwi command. I think I was trying to hook up a hawk sound to it. Yeah, but I wasn't able to. I got to work on that still. I've been trying to get Kiwi a sound. What am I doing? I'm stirring. I'm gonna fit boots. So I kind of did the initial rigging for the boots for Genesis 9. I'm now gonna rig them for Genesis 8. We're gonna export it out. We're gonna put colors on it, save it out, and we'll try to get the textures set up tonight. So that's where we are. Also, I want to try to make, actually before I do that, I'm going to fit the boots to Genesis 9. I want to try to make them morph because right now the pants aren't fitting in the boots. So I'm going to try to do some stupid blunder tricks. All right, let's switch back to the universal tool. Let's get a headlamp in here. Let's go take a look at where we are so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just convert this to Genesis 9, and then I'm going to refit it. Is that? Nope, that's not it. There it is down there. That's what I'm looking for. And we're just going to say full body on that. I'm going to accept that. These are going to look super janky. So we're going to clean up the jankiness on this. Then I'm going to, let me get the pants and stuff in here too while we're at it. Okay, so I don't need that. I was going to do that, but I wanted to get these on. So if we zoom in, and my brain's all over the place, you can see how janky they look. It's not that bad, but still, that's not professional. You can't sell that. Well, you could, I suppose. You can sell anything at Render Hub. Ooh, ouch. Did I say that out loud? I think I did. There's my shirt. There's our pants. And we have an apron. I haven't textured the even weapons of mass destruction. Which one is that? Render Hub? Or skates? Oh, and we got a hat. I haven't textured. Oops, that was an apron. I haven't textured the hat yet. Well, I mean, we have a hat texture. I can just steal it from that apron. It's all the same. This is loosely based off of the making a bush jokes. WMDs. Yeah. I'm copying this surface here, and then I'm just going to dump it over here. I think I'm going to remodel the hat a little bit still. So anyhow, it's gonna. This is how the outfit's looking so far. And I'm going to tweak the skates a little bit. We're going to make the pants a morph that'll fit into the skates, and then maybe we can get around to actually getting the textures done on the skates. I'm going to pose the legs into kind of my default shoe pose. Side to side -6. Let's bend that foot. That goes just the foot. I don't actually have to bend the toes because they vanish in there. Although I do have to make a morph that'll offset some JCMs. So anyhow, that's how it's supposed to look, but it's not quite right, right? We'll just mirror that across to the other side. So what I need to do is take this shape here and get this boot to fit it better. So we have that over here. And is that G8 for skates? Is that just fitting? No. That is G8 for skates. What's G9 look like? I have a G9 in here somewhere. There it is. You know what? I might just be able to use this shape for this for fixing fixing this. Let's try this. I'm going to load in a morph target. That's going to be a shape fixing. Also, I got to tweak the weight maps because I'm sure these weight maps aren't that good. Anyhow, do I have the skate selected? I think I do. I do not. I do now. Let's try this. I'm going to try to load in as a morph target. That one right there. And if I just accept that, fingers crossed, it did work. I'm going to come over here. So when we dial that in, no, that's a little off, isn't it? All right, let's try this. Oh, that's right. It's the wrong one. Let's try another one. I think the O2. Maybe it was the O2. Yo, it's Rod Shelley. And I've been saying that for 6 years now, right? Almost 6 years. Maybe not quite 6 years. October. October is the 6-year stream anniversary. I don't remember which exact day it was, so I tend to celebrate the last Saturday before Halloween. So is that like a month away? Almost a little more than a month away. We'll do something on that Saturday for stream anniversary and Halloween. I'm going to try this one. Let's try this one. Okay, that might have worked. That's better. You know what? That shape seems to fit both of them. There's so much slop in that boot. Okay, what we're going to do is we're just going to zero this out and we're going to redo this. So I want to actually save this as a pose for right now before I lose it. So I'm just going to make a pose preset out of that. I know I'm looking at it right there. I'm just going to say 01 because this is just a temp file. Okay, we got our pose saved. Now I can reset you. And we'll just double check our shoe and make sure I just got that right. So I have this. So ideally, I'm going to export this out. This is going to be that, and I'm going to say O2. And accept that. I'm going to reset that, and then we're going to update the geometry with what we just saved. Should be good. There we go. And now when I reapply the pose, let's see how this is looking. And then I'm going to touch up the weight maps. And with shoes like this, the toes don't bend. Because frankly, look at that. Everything is stuck to this piece of metal here. So the only thing that bends on that should be the foot. So we're going to delete out some bones. I'm going to try deleting out. So if I don't have the bone in there, yeah, let's try. Okay, let's at least recheck the foot pose. That was the wrong thing to pose. Okay, so how is that looking? Probably okay. I think there's enough room in there where I can tighten up the pant fit. I wanted to make up I want a tight pants morph anyhow, so we'll do that as well. So let's adjust the joints in the skate. We'll take a look at the, well, here, we'll do a little joint before I forget. You know what? It doesn't need that. So I'm just going to delete that bone. And is that a metatarsal? So I don't need a metatarsal in here either. I'm just going to boldly delete that. And we'll just delete that. And I'm just going to boldly delete that. So I think we're good. Now we'll come over to the left foot and we're going to touch up the weight maps. I think it looks good. Basically, all of this should be in the red. So I don't think I have to touch anything up there. Let's bend the foot a little bit and see if we need to touch anything up in here. And we'll make sure we're using symmetry. Damn it! That doesn't happen a whole lot. That's Daz dying on me. I'm going to have to redo not all of what we did, but some of what we did, because I have some of the stuff saved. Bad Daz. Bad Daz. It's raining and gloomy here, so perfect day for some badly needed updates. That's one way to look at it. Well, you can't play outside. All right, back to loading that up. What is today? The 23rd. Okay. We're still waiting for Genesis. There we go. Going to be a convert refurbish on the Render Bubble store. Do you get sales on that, Rod? If so, how? Inquiring minds want to know how to make sales on Redbubble. I should look into that. I could really use some extra income streams. All right, so we're back to where we were. Re-putting that back on from Genesis 9. Full body, accept. I think I'm going to delete the bones right off the bat and see if that causes the crash again. Think you've made one. I actually, yeah, that's true. I did buy two mugs, but one was from the old store, and I think this probably was from the Redbubble. I will say I do like the quality of the Redbubble prints. I think they look nice, and Redbubble shipping is pretty good. They have a really nice box they ship mugs in that generally keeps them pretty safe. I won a mug from Zimzalabim. This is the second one because the first one got destroyed in shipping because the I don't know if she might use what is it, fourth wall? That was formerly Streamlabs or Stream Elements. It was just horribly packed, the first one. It did not make the trip. The second one, at least they put the box together. Anyhow, what are we doing? I've got my updated shape, so I don't have to do that. I can just probably come in here and say this. Because we already went and fixed the shape, right? And we saved that over here. So I don't have to do that anymore. And we'll just go ahead and accept that. I've got the wrong thing selected. Funny that I had Genesis selected, not the shoes, and it complained about that. There we go. Accept, accept. There we are. All right, let's try this. I'm going to save it right now. We'll go put the shoes back over here. Right in here. I'm going to overwrite my other shoes because I'm not happy with them. So we're going to do that. Does that say Genesis 9? Yes, it does. So we're not going to save over that. We're going to come over here to Genesis 8, and I'm going to save that. And I do want to replace it. You are part of the Retro Carhop. You are wardrobe and footwear, and I'm going to accept that. And now at least I have a copy saved out. Okay, now let's see if I can get rid of those bones. So we're going to go into the join editor. So for this, I don't want that. I just clicked on the wrong thing. Damn it. Here, let's do this. We're going to make that unselectable, and then I got to make that selectable. And then we're just going to, is it edit delete bone? Rename bone? Great, delete bone. There it is. Doy. Blend the metatarsal. I don't want that either. So let's delete that. Let's try this on the other side. Fingers crossed. I think wasn't this the point where we lost it last time? I think we're good. I'm going to put my shader on here, my generic shader. And we're going to save this again now that we have a good save. Dum, 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 dum. It's right there. I hope I wasn't paying attention. That's the right one. Okay. They do pack stuff well, and you actually made $1.10 on each mug. Woohoo! Not anytime soon. No, not this week. Maybe next week. All right, let's take a look and see if I've got any of my morphs in here. Part of the reason for stealing this from Genesis 9 is I kind of get these adjustment morphs built in. So I'm going to clean those up. Also, I got this bonus morph. So we're gonna rename these out. Parameter settings. Let's call you expand all. And let's put you in a category called adjustment. This one, I gotta change the color. And actually, this is kind of like the other one, but a little bit different. So I'm gonna call it inflate. You do like playing with rockets? Yeah, I don't play with rockets anymore. You gotta pay me to do that. And that goes into a category called adjustment. Got it. I'm going to, here, let's go into edit mode. Come over here. Let's set the property group on that to say adjustment. And now I need to clean up these names real quick. Loosen ankles. Loosen knees. Loosen shins. I think that's fine. We're going to save those out as a modifier asset. So I'm just going to save those adjustments that we just cleaned up. All right, that's looking good. Let's do the morphs for the pants. That'll make it fit the boots. And actually, let's put let's put my pose on like that. Where's the pants? Where's the pants? There it is. I'm going to export that out, and then we're going to use shrink wrap in Blender for that. And then I'm going to kind of do a stupid trick in here to blend part of the shrink wrap with this. I do want a morph that'll just basically shrink wrap most of the pants. Not up here, but mostly from here down. So we're going to try to do that in Blender. So let's come over here to the pants. Let's set that up for exporting. General. Mesh resolution, we're going to set that to base. Also, I'm going to turn off the smoothing. I'm going to export that out. This is my morph folder. Let's make a pants new folder. Pants G8 female. Pants G8 female. Okay, let's pop over into Blender. I'm going to hit save on this. I'm also going to leave that open. We'll open up another. Blender lets you open up multiple instances. That's always handy. All right, let's get in a Genesis 8 in here. You know what? I'm going to bring a high-res one in. So we're just going to export that out. Let's actually reset you back and save that out. I'll put that right up in here. G8 female high. Okay, we'll put that pose back on. I'll hit import. We'll come back over here to my Monors folder. That's what happens when you don't care about typos. There's the high. All right. So that's a little bit smoother. And then we'll bring the pants in. I exported the pants post, didn't I? I gotta export the pants again because I did it wrong. That's okay. I caught it before I we'll just override that. All right, now we'll bring this in. Yeah. I think my mouse just crashed. I was going so fast. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to put a shrink wrap on here, and I'm going to do a little bit of smoothing after that to kind of take those wrinkles out of it and make it skin tight. But I want it to not apply all the way down, so we're going to use a weight map to, I think, adjust where it applies. So first things first, let's come over here and add a shrink wrap modifier to this. That is under deform. Somewhere here, shrink wrap. There we go. And our target will be that. Okay, let's add a little bit of an offset. 0.001, that's a millimeter. So I need to do a little bit of cleanup in here, I think. And I don't want it to affect up here. So let me see if I can remember how this works. There's a vertex group. I think, do I do a weight with a vertex group? Is that how it goes? Let's try weight paint. Data. I'll add a vertex group in here. And then we'll just pop back over to here. And then what can I just say? That. And then when I weight paint, it shrinks onto there. Yeah, I think that does the trick. Let's make you a little bit larger. I might make that offset just a little bit more what I currently have. I'll probably kick it up. I don't know. We'll see what it. Maybe I'll make it 2 millimeters. Okay, I think that's good. Do I have a smooth option with that? Can I just... Yeah, there we go. Maybe I take the weight paint off the crotch. Because it's just being a little funny. Is that a... So we'll just kind of do that. I think I made that too small. Yeah, that's the ticket. I think that'll do. And then holding the shift key down, we can just blur that out a little. And if I hold the Alt key down, I can unpaint. I should have gone with symmetry for that. In retrospect. You know what, that's probably going to be good enough. So I'm going to save that as a morph called Titan. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this morph, make some tweaks to it. And then I'll make a morph that'll just tighten around where the, or I could probably do that with another group in here. Let me see. You know what? I can probably just set that up in Blender better than trying to play around in Daz. I think we'll do that. So let's export this. I'm in weight paint. Let's go back to object mode. Let's hit export on that. You are my export. Let's make sure I'm using my Daz preset. Let's come over here to pants and we'll go tight. Actually, let's say add just tight. Tightness. I think I'm good. I'll export that. We'll pop over here and see how it's looking. Let's import that as that morph target. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. All right. So that makes the pants tighter. Put some rockets on that roller blades. Rock and roller skates. Is that it? All right, let's import in the skates. I think this was the last version. Was you it? Are you my? Yeah, and then I just need to make these. So what we can do now is we're going to switch. We're going to use another vertex group. So I'm going to come back over here. Nope. I'm going to come back over here and clear that out. That did not work. Actually, that kind of did work. I'm going to... I don't want to... Do I want to remove you? I could just remove you and then do another one. We'll just do that. And we'll just do another shrink wrap. It's probably just easier that way. I don't... And then over here, we'll just make another group. And we'll use that for weight painting. So kind of the same thing, except we just want to do it down here at the ankles to fit into the roller skates. Am I painting the right group? I am, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything. I'm going to do the weight painting, then I'll figure out why my isn't working right. After I kind of get my... You know what? This isn't symmetrical anyhow. Never mind. Let's do that. Let's pop over here. And let's get this one kind of painted in. I'm just doing along this edge so I can kind of see. And then I'll hide the boots and get the rest of it. At least that's kind of the plan. Of course, I got to figure out why it's not shrink wrapping yet. So we'll go back and see what's going on with my shrink wrapping. Do I have the shrink wrap on the right thing? That's the big question, right? Where did these boots go? There they are. I got to be careful not to accidentally paint across. That's easy to do. Okay, I think we're ready to go. So let's come back to here. Let's make sure I got that selected. Come over here. Oh, I don't have a target object, doy. There's my problem. 0.001 does that. Bring that in. I think that'll do the trick. So I'm going to export that out as a fit skates. Fit skates, export that. Also, I did say I wanted the other one to be a little bit larger. So what I'm going to do is point to the other group and adjust that just a little bit and then resave that as adjust tightness. Okay, those should be good. I'm going to turn that off. And I want to add one more since we're in here. I want a morph that's going to just make the cuffs wider instead of so strongly tapered. So I'm going to do that as well. I'm just going to grab around both of these. We're going to do individual origins on that. We'll do a little proportional editing. I'm going to switch that to linear. And then I'm just going to kind of scale that, but not on the Z. And then we'll just adjust that fall off. So I can kind of make a little straighter leg out of that. Let's make it a little more stupid. If a little is good. Let's try that. Nah. I think I'll call this straight leg. Wider cuffs. F6, F6, F6. There we go. Adjust cuffs. Widen cuffs. Let's say widen cuffs. All right, let's see how these are looking when we bring them into here. One, two, and three. Accept those. All right, so let's check. Fit skates. Looking good. Let's hide the skates for a second here. And then I just have an overall tightness. I actually kind of like that. And then we can just make the cuffs a little bit wider. So they look like they're just more normal pants. Like they're not actually tucked in. Cool. All right, let me save those. We'll just do the modifier asset save options. I choose base. And oh, let's clean these. I gotta adjust these. That's right, they're just hanging out here in this ugly morph loader category. So let's give them a nice color. And let's move them over to the adjustments. So we'll set the property group and actor and adjustment. What's an adjustments? I thought I got rid of you. Oh, you're that. Okay, let me fix that since we're here. Since we're here, I might as well fix these things. You're going to be inflate. And that first color needs, I'm going to make you green, make you black, say okay to that. Also, we're going to come into here and I'm going to tweak all of these so that they have human names. So expand all. Loosen ankles. Loosen buttocks. Loosen knees. Loosen midriff. And then we're going to export the shoes out for texturing. I also have to kind of do these same morphs for the Genesis 9 version as well. I think. Goes faster the second time you do something, though. Part of the thinking is already taken care of. Kind of like the way it went a lot faster after the crash, getting the boots back on, because some of the stuff was already done. I think I'm good. Now I just need to save. Actually, I'm just going to set the limits on all of these just to make sure. And there's a whole bunch of Genesis 9 morphs in here that I will just get rid of later. All right, let's save those morphs, all the morphs out. I'll just do that, accept that. Yay! Okay, let's reactivate the skates. Do that. Let's apply my pose. The final pose won't include the leg, but it will just pose the feet. All right, let's give these colors so that I can work on it in Substance. So we're just going to run through my generic shaders here and just quickly color all the different surfaces. Is that doing anything? Have I got the right thing selected? Okay, there, I saw the aglets change that time. That's better. That was kind of what I was hoping it would do. Do I have an insole? Wait a minute. Let me check something here. Apparently I do. All right, moving along. I was thinking I don't really need an insole. You'll never see it. So I'm not sure why it's there. It's too late now. I'm probably going to rename these so everything says skate in front of it. I kind of had done that at one point, but then I rebuilt the boots and lost it. All right, we are ready to send this over to Substance Painter. So I don't know. I don't think I've got any smoothing going on in here. Nope, we are base. So I'm just going to, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it in the blender and we're going to, I think I need to pull it a little bit apart. Also, I do need to make sure it's smooth too. So we're going to export that. Let's go over to the substance folder. And let's say Carhop. Skates. And this will be the IDs. I'll overwrite that. Looks good. All right, we're just going to pop into Blender real quick here. And you know what? I don't need any of these. I want that. Okay, so we're going to smooth it because you can kind of see it looks a little faceted right now. And also I want to kind of separate out, get a little more separation in here. Oops. Let's turn that off. So this way, when ambient occlusion gets calculated, I'm not getting one boot shading the other, is why I'm kind of pulling them a little farther apart. Actually, I'm going to do it like this. So these are symmetrical, so I can take advantage of that unless I screw it up right here. So I'm not going to screw it up right here. I'm going to say gx.2. Let's say gx.1. And then I'll say gx minus 0.1. So they're still symmetrical. All right, let's export. We want to do this twice. Once with the ID maps, or once with the colors, and then once with no materials. Export that. All right, let's put you aside. Let's put you aside. Let's pop open Substance Painter. There it is. I think I see it. I think I see it. There it is. Substance 3D Painter. Got it. Alrighty. File new. Did I not say file new? All right, let's go get the no materials version. Okay, Chris is going to remember to save right off the bat here. Are my UVs good? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, those look. Oh no, I got some weird jankiness in here. Damn it. It's these. I changed those and I forgot to re-UV map them. Where did they go? All right, I probably should do here, let's add some seams. You know what? That might be okay. Oh no. Hey, what are you? Let's figure out where that is. Oh, you're over. Oh, I accidentally grabbed you back. Okay, let's back this up a little bit. See, Chris didn't want that selected. Chris only wants these. All right, that's better. Let's take advantage of Packmaster. Adjust to unselected. Select all of that. Okay, then I'm just going to unwrap all of that. Oh no, I gotta seams from islands. There we go. And then pack all of that. Am I? Oh, I don't have my target is missing. My custom target box. Nope, I gotta set it. Dang it. Dangity dang it. What do these mean? Can I just change one of these to be 0.5? Does that work? Let's see what that does. All these years of, yeah, there we go. All these years of using that thing, and I didn't realize I can just come down here and type in a number. Okay, back to layout, tab in, control I. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to come back in here. I'm going to put a mirror modifier on here. I'm going to flip the UVs on that. I'll just pop over here real quick just to make sure it looks good. All right, I'm going to have to update the UVs. It gets a little tricky. I can figure this out though. So I have to update the UVs on this thing. I haven't gotten too far. I don't know. I'll look up on that. So what I can do is select all of this, come over here. And did I hit? I'm going to save you out, right? Yep, let's save you out. Oh, you're spread apart though. But the UVs are fine. I think this is good. Let's resave you. Layout. FX. Do that again. Only this time. Oh, I had the materials on. Dang it. I think that's all I need. I'm going to do it one more time. This time with the materials back on, and I'm going to override Carhop Skeg IDs. And let me check something, see if I can now use that even though I've moved it. Edit, load UV set. Let's come over here. to one of these and see if it's just if the vertex order works. I think that worked. So this is the old one. You can see my janky UVs there, right? That's the new one. I have to actually toggle to see the change, though. No, what is going on here? You look perfectly fine here. You know what it is? It's probably because of the change in the positioning. GX.1. GX minus 0.1. Let's try this again. I may end up having to just rebuild the shoes. It's okay. Fourth time's the charm. No, it's still looking weird. Why is it? All right, I'll fix those later. We'll do the textures now. So anyhow, let's get rid of this. With that one. That's better. Bacon the mesh maps. It's still bacon, and I don't know if my stream's still on or not. It's taking its time. Let's go take a... Okay, what we're looking at is something like that. No, go away, eBay. Oh, this is still calculating. Oh no, why are you taking so long? It's the curvature map. Okay, curvature map is... Okay, it's done. All right, now let's bake the ID map. Turn off, turn off, turn off, turn on, turn off, turn off. Do this, come over here and grab that one right there. Increase this. Make that cage a lot smaller. A lot tighter is what it is. And bake that. And it's done. All right. Go into painting mode. I don't need to save out an ID map right off the bat, but it will come in handy. I'm not sure I can get stitching in on here. Let's try to get stitching on here. Let's start. Hey, I got a layer going already. Yay. Let's do this. Let's pop over to the brushes. Let's get that top stitching brush. And it's going to kind of just run through here. I should we'll make some adjustments on this. I'm going to put a sharp corner in there. Go back to curve. I probably should switch this over to UVs. We'll do that in a minute. Oh no, my normals are flipped on some of this shit. Damn it. Boy, I just screw up everything on this one. No wonder I'm not making any progress. All right, let's adjust that. And I can't see the thing that says pen. There it is, paths. So let's make some tweaks on this. Let's make that a lot smaller. Maybe not that small. That's probably going to be okay. I'm going to do these in red because it's easier to adjust the colors later on. And we're going to switch you over to UV so that it doesn't affect the. So I'm going to, let's do a save, file save as Carhop skates. In here, tab in. Let's do. Let's turn you off. Let's put the face orientation, and I can see all my laces are off. At least I think they're off. I think they're red for a reason. Oh, were you inside out as well? They're all inside out. Okay, fine. That's better. All right, I got to spread these back out again. Turn you off. Overwrite that. Pop back in here and update this. There, that's better. I think I have to rebake my maps though, because with those being inside out, they didn't quite bake right. The ID should be okay. Nope, that's empty. Did I save you with materials by accident? Can I cancel the bake? Maybe not. We'll see what happens. I'm pushing my system. I may not be streaming anymore. I can't tell. Uh, it's only baking the one set, but it sees all of these. I'm probably okay. All right, I think it's good. Let's go back to painting. Do I have? Not just everything's on one map. I'm fine. All right, I think I'm good. Um, I think my laces are looking. Yeah, they look a little weird, but that's okay. All right, let's continue adding our threads. I can't see anything. Somewhere on here there's control points. And I'll be damned if I can there see it. And then there it is. They really don't make them easy to spot. I can't quite see what's going on there. I need a color mask in here. There we go. All right, now I can see where that is, so we can come back to here and tweak that path a little bit better onto that edge. Okay, this one I can kind of see well enough, so I'm just going to run you. And I've lost my corner thing. There it is. Corner. Corner. Switch it back to curvy. Getting there. Oh no, I forgot to do it all symmetrically, didn't I? I think we can fix that though in post. I think I can select that and then put symmetry on it. If I can find it. There it is. Yay. Drives me crazy the way I'm not actually working with any of these. And yet it still insists on drawing that. It thinks it's ready for another line. You know what? I think these are going to be fine. Actually, I think I'm going to run a one more right along here. And then we can start doing the texturing on this. So, yeah, I'm ready to go. Just kind of boop, boop, boop. I should probably set the colors. Why does it want to do that? So here, let's add another fill color in here that I can kind of see what's going on. And we'll just mask that. So I can see where that's lining up. And then tweak that a little bit. Hide those. All right, let's start doing well, I'm going to do black and white, and then we'll do this and some other and some wheel option color options. So I need kind of a rope texture to put in here, plastic texture for that. These are painted metal. This is we'll just do that in leather, and I'll just do this in leather. Metal, rubber, some kind of rubber on that, and more metal on the inside. So let's start with the leather. And I've got this over so far, I can't see my options. And we'll drag you down, and let me see if I can get that to be 3 wide, like that. And I'm probably just going to use this one right here, the fine leather. It's always a good starting point. Although I don't like that color there. There, that's better. That'll be, so we'll just set this up for the black. So I'm just going to click on everything that I want in the leather group. And I think I'll include this. My brain stopped. There we go. Color selector. And that. We got that. We got this. We're just going to add you. And you. And you. Probably good. I'm going to tweak the roughness just a little bit, give it a little more sheen. Also, let's make sure we do normal map on that. Where are you? Oh, you're over there. Let's bring you out over into here. Let's tile you just a little bit more. And I'm going to take stitching. And we'll just move that up to here. Okay, back to the leather. So I'm going to just add a little bit more roughness. That might be good. All right, let's see. Do I got my suede? There it is, natural suede leather. I don't want you there. I want you on the inside. Right in there. And do I have an insole down there? I do have an insole in there. Actually, what we're going to do is we'll do that. Let's tweak the tiling on this. Let's make sure we have a normal map for that as well. You know, if I'm going to redo this, I might as well pull that insole out later. So I'm not even sure I'm going to keep that. Painted metal. Somewhere in here is something called painted metal. Painted metal scratch. You know what? Maybe we'll just go with that. And we'll put you right on the... And we'll set you up to just be black. And then we'll switch that to white later on. I think there's weave. Yeah, none of those are going to do. There's that rope. Let me just grab that. The climbing rope works pretty well for laces generally because it's got a nice pattern to it. So we'll just attach that to there. We need to really tile that, don't we? A whole lot. Lead the raid. Where are we heading, Charles? DJ Ray. Okay. That's right. He's having another birthday stream. It's Ray's birthday month. So when we get over there, say happy birthday to DJ Ray. So let's change these. Let's just put a hue and saturation filter on here. I'm going to be lazy. And then we'll just desaturate it and we'll make it either dark or light. Add a filter. Add a filter. There we go. We'll just grab this hue, saturation, and lightness filter. We'll just take the saturation off on that. And then we can just tweak that down. Why does that look blue? I think I screwed up my painted metal surfaces. I'm gonna have to reapply that. And I'm gonna go with something in here. So where did you go, painted metal surface? There's natural wood. There it is, painted metal scratched. Do we have another painted metal option? Nope, I think that's it. All right, let's do it. I screwed up. Somehow I screwed that up. Why does my natural other shade look red? What the hell? Oh, I've been dropping these into the wrong spot. Stimpy, you fool. Okie dokie. Let's make you not red. Oh, I want to put black dots that go behind the eyelids. So we'll just do that with a paint layer. And I'm going to turn the leather off so I can kind of see what I'm painting. And you know what? I can put a I'll put a black mask on that. Then I'll add a color selection to that. So that I only paint on that. And then we'll set this up to do black. I'll go with black on that. Also, I'm going to set the height map, and we'll have it kind of divot in a little bit. And let's see. And let's set you to UVs. And then there we go. Something like that. It's a little tricky because if it thinks it's on the lace, and every time I try to make it a little smaller, it gets confused. I can't get in. Let me try the tangent again. Maybe I can just paint through it. I've got a mask so I don't paint the lace. Tangent wrap. All right, I think I was able to bypass the lace there. All right, I think we're good. This will be eyelid holes. And we're going to put a hue and saturation on the stitching. So that I can adjust the color and darkness of that. So we'll do that. We'll bring back the fine leather for that. Okay, we're getting there. All right, we need a metal and a rubber and then maybe a vinyl on here or something. We'll see. When I can't see that, there we go. So we want some sort of steely looking. Not a silver, not a gold, not insulated foil. Iron gunmetal, maybe iron forged. What do you look like? I think you're too dark. I think you're too janky looking. Maybe if we tile. No, let's see if we get any other. You know, that galvanized might do the trick. Tile that a little bit more. No, that looks too galvanized now. Metal sandblasted. Is that? You know, when I tile that like that, that looks kind of nice. I think I'll go with that. Also, I want to add that to it. What is going on right there? I'm not sure what you are. Are you insole or something weird? I have no idea. Were you rubber? Is that what you are? Oh yeah, that's rubber. Oh, these are little rubber gaskets in here. But it looks funny. I might have to just go in and touch that up on the map or something. Because I got a little bit of weird bleeding. Tire rubber soft. I think that will kind of do. Tile you up a lot. Nope. Actually, that's got too much texture to it. Plastic rubber. Yeah, I like that. Although you're a little... I'm trying to find a simpler material. Raw rubber. Yeah, raw rubber does the trick. All right, I need a plastic on that. Plastic oval, I don't know what that is. And I don't know why you're not... I get a little bit of weird bleeding on that edge. I think I can just kind of touch that up a little bit with maybe if we put a paint, add a paint here, and then can I just do that but the other way? That's not right. What the hell? I need... You're supposed to give me an option between black and white or something like that. You're totally being weird. Hmm. Yeah, that's annoying. I might have to just hand paint that out. All right, what do I need? I need wheel colors. Where did my assets go? Dang it. What the frick? Oh, oh shit. What are you doing over there? Get back over here. No, you're not the right one. I need my properties, my window something properties paint. Where are you? Where did you go? Why do I have a Python count? I I apparently dragged it a little bit and it vanished off somewhere. Oh, there it is. No. Oh well. I can sort of figure this. What am I looking for? I was actually looking in assets though. Smooth opaque silicone. That's probably... No, we don't like you. You're not at all what I want. Dirty rubber floor, glossy vinyl. Maybe glossy vinyl might look cool. And here, let's try vintage roller skates black. I don't know if I've ever actually seen... You know what? I'm just gonna go with black wheels for the black one, and then we'll put maybe red wheels on the white one for now. I think I'm gonna call that good for now. All right, let's hit save. Let's save this. Let's set up the white one. Get it saved out. Control Shift E. We are going to do our 5-color preset. I have saved this to say Carhop skates. Yep, there we go. Is good. Open the output directory, name U black, and carry on. All right, let's set up the white. You know what? I'm just going to group all of this together. I don't need you. I do want fine leather all the way up to glossy vinyl. Let's group you together. Black. Let's duplicate you. call you white. And then we'll just come down and tweak all of these as we go. So we start with this. Climbing rope, we're controlling that with this hue, saturation, and lightness. So in this case, we just kind of crank that lightness up. Probably good. Moving along to the painted metal. Make that white. Eyelet holes stay black. Natural suede is good. The metal sandblasted is good. Rubber raw stays black. Plastic grip, that's these eyelets or the aglets. So we'll change the color on those. Glossy vinyl is the wheel color. I think we'll just kind of go with a kind of a natural looking tan color. Seems to be probably the most common color for skates. So we'll dial that in and then we'll call that white for now. So I think that'll be the white one. Control Shift E. I just need the color. So over here, we're just going to call that white. All right, let's move that over to the texture folder. Paste those in there. All right, we're going to do the dirty version real quick too while we're at it. So let's pop back over to here and storm. There's my dirt. All right, Control Shift E. 5-channel. Export that. Did I change the color of the stitches? I may not have. Let me take the dirt off for a second. It's okay with the dirt, but I think they were still black with the white texture, weren't they? They were. Resave you as a base color. Actually, before I do that, let's rename these. And let's change skates to skates worn. Maybe with less T's. Apply that. Close. Come over here and call you worn white. Or white worn. Excellent. Now I can save this as a base color. That becomes white. All right, one more. All right, turn the white off. Turn the dirt back on. Export that. Actually, I just need the base color for this. And right there, this is going to be black worn. Cut those. Let's pop over. You got a few minutes left. Let me see if I can sort out this disaster here in Daz. Oh, we're copying those over to here, aren't we? Control V. Yep. Okay. Let me load in. Let me hide what I've got in here so far. That was an export. That is an import. Let's try you. What do you look like in... See, that's what it's supposed to look like. You know what? I'm going to throw the textures on here and call it a day. And then I have to re-rig the shoes. Oops, cancel that. D. Let's throw the base shader on here. And we'll just quickly see how my stuff is looking. Let's turn you to extra large thumbnails. Okay, there's a height map. There's a metallicity map. There is our roughness map. Here, I got a normal map. And then have a color map. So, coming along. We're getting there. If I can just avoid all the disasters I keep happening. Those actually look a little too shiny, don't they? Hey, it'll be fine. Anyhow, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're going to duck out a couple minutes early and go over and say hi to DJ Ray, who is having another birthday stream. It's his birthday month. Ray celebrates all month. I'm lucky I remember the day, but Ray remembers the whole month. Do that. Let's save you. Let's close you down. I don't need you. I don't need you. So anyhow, everybody, huge shout out to our good friend DJ Ray. Thank you, Charles, for everything you do. DJ Ray. Hey, if you're not following Charles, give him a follow. Check out CS Bond and go buy shit over from Rod's store. He's revisiting his Redbubble. I think there's a Redbubble link in there somewhere. There it is. Redbubble. Rod Shelley. There we go. What do we got in his... Can I sew to this stuff? I better be careful. Redbubble will let you sew stuff that can get you banned on Twitch. Anyhow, let's go over and say hi to Ray. If there's anybody watching on YouTube, thank you. I appreciate that. Like and subscribe. Yada, yada, yada. If you're on Twitch, feel free to join the raid. That's right. Buy Rod's stuff. We have raid calls. If you're not a subscriber, use that. If you are a subscriber, you can use the sub raid call. And let me just make sure indeed Ray is on. I'm pretty sure he is, or Charles wouldn't have called it. But you never know. Twitch, DJ Ray Partey. Yep, he's on. He's doing the duck game. Let's go over and say hi to Ray. And Catherine's over there. And I see CS Bond is already over there. So anyhow, let's do this. /raid. I'm going to just copy and paste this. Because I can't spell party. Control V. Anyhow, thank you all for being here. I will be back Thursday. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing Thursday. I'm maybe trying to set up the next project after the Carhops, if I can figure out what I want to do then. So anyhow, I hope you'll have a good rest of a Tuesday or Wednesday for those of you on the happy side of the planet. And hey, buy my stuff at Daz. Feel free to join my Discord. And let's go over and say hi to DJ Ray. First off, let me come over here, make sure I got my raid call. Am I ready? Does it say I'm ready to raid? I'm ready to raid. 9, 8, 7. All right, calling my thing. All right, thank you all for being here. Hasta la vista, baby.